Hello and welcome to Ignition GT. Now, I recently spent some time in the UK, and you know, all that anyone is discussing on the island is Brexit. And even though it doesn't directly involve me at all, I was still weighing in with an opinion because it is such a big deal. The Toyota Supra is the Brexit of the motoring world, a car that generated so much heated online debate before it even turned a wheel. Everyone had an opinion. Well, you know, there are only two sides to a fence, and now that the car is here, I think I can finally weigh in with an experiential opinion and finally choose a side. But the cause of most of the outrage is obviously the JV with the Germans. Oh, my word, guys, get over it. This is the reality of the times we live in. For manufacturers, new products or bringing back old historic products has to be viable. It's got to be profitable. And what you need to remember is, had they not have gone with the JV, a new Supra 5th generation would probably never have materialized. Or if it had, it would probably be double the price, not coming in at the £1 million price tag that it has. But if you are a Toyota owner and this is your first time in the Supra, you're going to think, wow, this is the best Toyota interior yet. Controversial, I know. It does feel a little like a Lexus, but just with BMW switchgear. The carbon fiber finished center console, which houses the gear selector and the iDrive system, is straight out of Bavaria, as is the dual climate control system. But if you've never owned a BMW, well, you'd never know, would you? The dash with its digital instrument cluster and centrally positioned rev counter is totally Tokyo, and a hat tip to the LFA. It's awesome. The actual interior layout obviously couldn't be changed too much, but having said that, I really do wish that the touchscreen could have been better integrated, perhaps by lowering it and then moving the air vents either side, so it doesn't look like it's just stuck on there as an afterthought. The two-seater may not have much storage in the cabin, but with the open access into the boot, it does add some practicality. I've been in an old Rolls-Royce that has the exact BMW 3 Series interface, so Supra owners shouldn't be complaining too much. But I tell you where they have gone in different directions is when it comes to styling. There are definite hints to Supras from before. You'll see some of the 4th generation in the front end, the pumped up rear wings, and of course the arc of that integrated rear spoiler, which you're either going to love or you're going to hate. It is aggressive, it's low slung and it's wide. It has distinct 6-lens LED headlights which incorporate the indicators and the daytime running lights. It really cements that wide aggressive stance and delivers a truly standout signature day or night. At the rear, you'll find a distinctive F1-inspired fog and reverse dot LED cluster, which sits low and in the center of the bumper. But again, it's what they've done with the combination lights that really finish off this muscular rear end. And of course, we can't not mention the double bubble roof. So there are a few things that I don't like. I really don't like what I call the Wonder Bra effect. All this detailing that is purely for cosmetic effect only. All these slashes and vents are all covered up. I mean, they're in all the right places, so they could really offer some cooling and aero benefits, but on this car, they're all cosmetic. Now, that could mean that Toyota have considered the aftermarket modification guys that are going to play, because then you can just open up all those vents. Or maybe it means that Toyota has a crazier Supra in mind in the future. Just so you appreciate how important this car is to the Japanese manufacturer, Chief Engineer Tetsui Tada actually spent time going to Supra club owners, engaging them to see what was critical, what was the minimum requirements to make this 5th generation work. And for them it was quite simple. It's got to be rear-wheel drive, it's got to be front engine, it's got to be a straight 6 turbo. Well, they certainly have delivered on that. roads just outside Port Elizabeth actually remind me a little bit of the Green Hill, because I've been around the track. They are narrow, they are less than perfect conditions. There is no runoff, it's undulations, changing direction all the time. So it is a real test of a car's ability to soak up the bumps, yet still deliver that special, dynamic, engaging driving performance. And they have absolutely nailed it. Such an engaging driving experience, and it makes you realize, and this is critical because of this JV, that a car is about so much more than just its parts, because there is personality, there is spirit that can be engineered in each of those components, and that is what they've done. They've put together a car that has the same underpinnings as a Z4, the same engine, yet it delivers such a different drive. And whether you are in regular mode or you've gone and put it into sport mode, the ability that the Supra has to remain focused, pinpoint accuracy, deliver an engaging drive, but soak up the imperfections of the road. It does that so much better than the German. With this car's fantastic day-to-day driving characteristics, I think it's going to appeal to a way wider audience. But you know the question we haven't answered yet, and it's a critical one. Is this car going to appeal to the purist, hardcore Supra fan out there? Only one way to find out. Well, let me tell you, that is always a good start. If you can light up the rear wheels, that actually surprised me quite a bit. Wow, okay, so that's going to get the purists quite fired up and excited. Listen, there's no denying it sounds very, very BMW, and it is with that engine, but it is so flippin' responsive. So they're claiming 250 kilowatts, 500 Newton meters, but everything we've seen online, it's thumping what the Z4's pushing. So I think Toyota would be naughty and eats out a little bit more. But it's not about that. When you come to an old school track like Aldo Scribante, it's very, very technical, fast sweeps. It really does challenge the car, like the Nürburgring. And I just love the turning on this. It is so drivable off the rear. I put into second here, jump into third, and then I can power slide it out. Look at that. Oh, this is very, very impressive. Even the sports brakes, I mean, I don't have a chance. The lap was so short and fast. Didn't have a chance to talk about the sports brake system they've put on here as well. So good. It runs on 19s, and it's got the Michelin Super Sport tires, so fantastic grip levels as well. A Supra up 86. That is what it is. It's a Supra up 86. Great job, man. Admittedly, I said earlier, there are a few things that frustrate and irritate me with the Supra, but the overwhelming sensation I get here is one of pure unbridled driving pleasure. It's amazing that you can light up the wheels like that. You can come to a track and hang it out with such confidence. It is such an easy car to drive on the limit. They've really nailed the brief. I think the challenge though is that the people that are stuck in the 2000s hanging on to the old Supra, what I suggest you do is consider technology and how far cars have come. A gap of 17 years is massive. Is this the Supra that they would have made 17 years ago if technology allowed it? I say yes. No fence sitting for me.